I want to thank every one of you and everyone in the community who contributed, everyone who was involved with this, especially Elise Bennett. She's in Northeast Texas. Love you, girl.
All right, Elise.
If it wasn't for her brainstorming and getting me hooked up into this crazy mess, thank you. But it's all for these guys behind me and for many more. And thank you for your contributions, and thank you guys for sharing the passion.
And for the LSM movement, we would like to give you a little.
Oh, jeez.
I think a lot of us may, as far as the adults go, once we knew about the LSM and got going with it, we may not meet at all for 30 days, but at least one day out of the month, we're going to get together and do our thing. And because of this movement of this guy,
Thank you.
the community and the idea of not just getting out and riding by yourself all the time. And I think it was a great idea, and it's grown so much, so we're really thankful.
It's like I said, even if you're alone, we're carving with you in spirit.
Absolutely, that's right. Good memories, always good memories.
Always.
All right, here you go, my man. Your hands are full.
Yeah. Thank you.
Real quick for Shannon to talk about a little bit about how these vehicles are used within the school system, as well as within the context of adaptive PE in general. This is everywhere. So you guys just tell a little bit about the types of kids and how that all works in terms of how Trikkes work when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Sure. We kind of have a two-prong area because one is when Fred first came, there were some middle schools that got a grant to get a set for the PE curriculum, and that's where Lori Sublette comes in because her school had received that grant, and these students right here are part of an after-school club where those trikes are at that school belong to that school. It was purchased with Trike, but to Clark County School District. Now, Kenny and I are adaptive PE teachers, which is kind of a support system for PE. And so we have kids with special needs that are in the PE class, but they're not necessarily going to jump on and get going in the exact same steps that general ed kids would. So what we do is we get them on. A lot of them have never been on a vehicle at all, bicycle or anything else. So we're talking Down syndrome kids, visually impaired kids, kids with cerebral palsy that may have some balance issues, but they get on a trike and they figure it out, and they excel at it. They love the independence of it, and their spirits are just raised. And the other thing is quite honestly, as a physical education teacher, we want people moving. We don't want people in front of the computers all the time doing this and that. Get going, be motivated, have fun, want to do it more and more. And then that's where we were having trouble because we didn't have trikes for ourselves.
They all belong to the schools.
They belong to the schools. They stay at the schools. Our boss has some, but again, those belong to Clark County School District. So Kenny and I, being adaptive teachers, were lucky enough to have run into Elise Bennett, who also knew Dodo and all this tied in. So we're receiving what's behind you, 21 trikes and accessories.
It's not belonging to a school. These
Right.
are for these guys to use inside and outside the class experience.
Yeehaw! I did forget to mention Elise Bennett, and she was the one. None of this would have happened without Elise
For
Bennett.
sure.
That woman is a complete and wonderful asset to this community.
She is.
We are so lucky to have her. She is a beautiful human being. Thank you, Elise. You're awesome. You made this happen.
And by the way, I just want to say, this is something where for Elise, when it comes to the world of adaptive sports, and we talked about this earlier in the academy class, adaptive sports is about just because you can't do it like I don't care if you've had a knee replacement, if you've had a back injury or whatever it may be, anything, that's adaptive. And it's not necessarily disabled, it's not necessarily handicapped, if you want to use that word. It's about focusing on the ability. And so Elise can speak to that because she has a degenerative back issue that literally makes it difficult for her to walk, for her to stand, et cetera, The trike carving vehicle has been her way back into physical fitness and to health, and to keep her in motion if you will. So she can totally relate to what's happening here, and that's why
Love you, Elise.
she was sort of the prime mover in all this, along with Dub Dub and along with these guys here. So anyway, everybody's worked together to make this happen. So thank you guys.
Let's not forget Trikke Andy.
Oh, yeah.
That's right,
His
Trikke
part.
Andy.
He's going to gather them all up.
He brought it here to us.
He donated as well. I think we have 2 coming. Yeah. 2
Yes.
7
Yay.
So that's in addition to the fundraiser.
Don't forget Arkansas Trike and their donation of wheels.
Right?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Kimberly and Jim.
Yeah. Jim, yeah.
Kimberly and Jim Mishka. So this has really been a group effort from lots of people who are, they understand the fact that trike oftentimes for a lot of people is the way into or back into physical fitness, especially if you've been out of that for a while. So it's a big deal. So anyway, thank you very much, everybody.
It's about the community.
Community.
It's about the community. Yo guys, there you have it.
Yes, thank you for
Yeah,
coming,
rock it.
guys.
All right, step up. See ya.
So happy to see all you.